In this story, we're going to meet a dragon. Have you ever met a dragon before? You haven't? I have. I'm going to tell you what they look like. A dragon has got very sharp teeth. He's got big flappy wings. And he breathes fire, just like this. It's getting hot in here. But Fergus doesn't breathe fire. In fact, he's got a very stinky problem. Pooey. This book is called Fergus the Farting Dragon, and it's written by Monique Mulligan and illustrated by Veronica Rook. When Fergus was small, he was dropped on his head. "Not even a bump, Uncle Fungus," he said. Yes, Fergus was fine, even though he was short, but he couldn't breathe fire. Instead, he would snort. "Try it like this," Uncle said with a wheeze. He huff-puffed a flame that blew off with the breeze. Fergus huffed and puffed, but the flames wouldn't come. Instead, he saw smoke leaking out of his bum. "Why can't I breathe fire like other dragons do?" Fergus asked Mum, but she hadn't a clue. All the big dragons who breathed fire with ease laughed at poor Fergus and joined in to tease. How do you think Fergus might be feeling on this page? He looks very sad, and he looks a bit lonely. He's lucky his mummy is giving him a kiss. But Fergus did one thing that they didn't get. He did something odd when he got too upset. From the depths of his tummy, this strange thing would start. His insides would bubble, and he'd let out a fart. It burst from his bum with a rat-a-tat-thwack and smelled even worse than a sweaty old sock. Ooh. The first time it happened, his mother felt woozy. "Oh, Fergus, that stinks. That fluff was a doozy." It was best not to tease farting Fergus or snigger, or a gigantic fart explosion would suddenly trigger. A cheeky young knight in a fireproof suit stole a gold egg from the boss dragon's loot. Gosh, he does look cheeky, doesn't he? There's lots of loot in this picture. He nicked it and ran and giggled with glee when the dragons breathed fire, but still he ran free. At the dragon boss meeting, they huddled in shame. "We've been outsmarted by Sir What's-his-name. He's stolen our egg from under our noses. He's protected from fire from his head to his toesies. Who will rescue our egg?" But nobody knew. "Let me go," begged Fergus. "I know what to do." The boss dragons popped off to the side for a think. "You better succeed, or there'll be a big stink." Fergus blew off from the ground with a jet-propelled fart and caught up with the night thief who thought he was smart. "Give me that egg and we'll call it quits. Give me trouble instead and I'll blow you to bits." So What's-his-name chuckled. "You? Don't make me snort. You don't scare me at all. You're too scrawny and short. You can't breathe fire, you rotten little beast. Send me a boss dragon with flame breath at least." night, Fergus said, and wiggled his finger. I'm feeling quite cross. I suggest you don't linger. Fergus pulled out a nose plug and shoved it in tight and prepared to fart blast the egg-stealing night. He sucked in air, felt a gas rumble start, and ripped out a mammoth explodo fart! Kaboom! Oh dear, that knight doesn't look very well, does he? The air filled with clouds of green, purple and pink and surrounded the knight with a sulphurous stink. He coughed and spluttered and grabbed at his nose and fell to the ground in a corpse-like pose. Oh, there he goes. Oh. Fergus snatched up the egg and flew back to the cave, where everyone called him Fergus the Brave. And from that day on, being different was hip, and if they forgot, farting Fergus let rip. What do you think the dragons think of Fergus now? Do they think he's very brave? And probably a bit stinky as well. Goodbye everyone! Thanks for reading Fergus the Farty